Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Appreciate y'all tuning in live from Move Media. Yo, I've been trying to connect with my nigga for I don't know. We already been connected like heavy back in the G, but this podcast, it just was perfect timing. You got a lot more shit going on now, so there's a lot more to talk about. But this my guy right here, man. Introduce yourself.
Stephen Ernest, man, the Lone Wolf, Lord of the Wings, however you want to call it, man.
I mean, everybody go by everybody got their own names, they got their own intros.
Yeah.
I be fucking up people's name and intros sometimes. Like some people had their own way of going about it. So
Yeah.
I had to make sure you get out.
Yes, sir. Yes,
man,
sir.
how you feeling though?
Good, man. Blessed, man. Blessed.
I can tell, bro. You I mean, people use that word energy loosely, but it's like your energy vibe been like very well balanced for what I've been seeing though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I see you rocking the Chappelle joint, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
talking about that.
Yeah, Mike, you know what I mean? Get to it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, the platform, man, I just want to shine light on people, man, and
Sir.
you got some great things going on, and just trying to make the city look good. Ain't no telling who gonna get inspired by hearing whatever we talk about. So it's always a necessity, man. So but yeah, man, so much to talk about. Man, bro, just tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Your upbringing, where you from, and for those who don't know that watches my platform.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm Steve Ernest. I'm from Dayton. I mean, Westwood to be exact. Just coming up real different, man. When you from here, and you know it, but for those who not from here, they just think, small city, but it's a real big city mentality. But where I'm from, man, it was real different, man. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in foster homes too, so it kind of shaped me into something totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And man, the crazy thing is, like, I already know about it, but just what would you think is the biggest characteristic that growing up in the foster homes like did to you, like that turned you into?
Well, the biggest character is, you have to learn how to fend for yourself. Right. You know what I mean? And to not be judgmental on, because I done lived in places and mansions with people who extremely rich, you know what I mean? Like, but just sitting in my room listening to their conversation, like, you could see them stressing more than, than people that was in the hood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, characteristics, man, it just helped, it molded me to be like damn near the ultimate, you know what I mean? Like, I'm live with gay people, or people who in that community, I should say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just,
you gotta be tight on the wordplay.
Yeah. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
You good.
But people in that community, with all due respect, cause I don't got no problem with, you know what I mean? But it just molds you into being like it molded me into being like one of the most ultimate. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
I mean, cause it sound like you just got sharpened well rounded, cause you seen just a lot of different perspectives.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what age did it start with the foster homes and stuff?
I went in when I was 9.
Okay.
9 years old, around 9.
And prior to that, how was it? Like who
it was good. I mean, I considered it good. You know what I mean? I'm from a place like, it was 16 of us in one house, you know what I mean, on Lorenz. Like, I mean,
really?
My great-grandma, my great-great-uncle, my grandma, like, all 5 of her kids was my uncles and my mom. You know what I mean? My mom's kids, my auntie's kids. Like, that house was like, man, if you know me from Westwood and Lorenz and you came to that house, you understood, like, man, that house was, you know what I mean? But it didn't feel like poverty. It didn't feel like what was going on. Yeah.
It never do. Like, I feel like first off, it's so many generations in the house alone.
Yeah,
it's so much going on.
Oh man, yeah, it was a lot going on.
So, as far as with the kids, where was you at? Was you the older?
I'm the oldest of 5. My mom had me at 13. You know what I mean? And then her mom had her at 13. So
really,
yeah. So it was like I was raised with my mom type of. You know what I mean?
I would say so,
because
that's siblings at that age sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my uncles and aunties, they few years older than me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, not few, about 8 to 10, you know what I mean?
But still though, cause my uncles was definitely like, I had 20 on me, 21 years. Yeah. So.
Well, my uncles and them running up the street, I'm right behind them trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? I mean, it's just stuff like that. Like you said, it would have been considered as poverty, but It sound like shit like that. Probably just some fun ass memories though.
It was. Ah man, that house was. It was never a dull moment, bro.
Right.
Never a dull moment. Like you said, there's so many generations. Like I might come in one day, great grandma watching. You know what I mean? In the heat of the night, with some listening to some. You know what I mean? Some good blues. Then I go in the next room. My uncle listening to NWA. You feel me? And my grandma back there on her set with her fro. You know what I mean? It was just. Every room was like shit. It was real. It was different. You know what I mean? So much culture going on in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for real.
And so who would you say, as far as your elders, like who was you closest to, or who you think was like the biggest impact?
My great grandma, man. That was my man. That's who taught me how to cook. Like she used to just sit there. I'm helping her peel potatoes and stuff when I'm 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there like she always wore stockings in the nightgown. That's all she. You know what I mean, obviously old school.
Yeah,
it's my
absolutely.
great grandma.
The nightgowns and stockings. My
You
grandma
feel
did
me?
the same.
The
That was the
with them
great
orthopedic shoes.
Grandma, yeah,
That's
that was the
kit.
uniform. That was the morning uniform. The go to the deep freezer uniform. The cooking.
But she was the glue, man. She was the glue. You know what I mean? Like she was the overseer, everything, and I seen it. I always gravitated towards her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she slept in the living room. Like you know what I mean? Her bedroom was the living room. So like as soon as you come in, you got you feel me?
Yeah.
Like
She setting the whole vibe.
She set the tone.
There.
She set the tone as soon as you come in.
Yeah.
Now once you go into all these other rooms in the basements and all, you know what I mean? Like then you start seeing other things.
And that's the first room you gotta walk in.
Come in. As soon as you come in, you seeing her and she watching Little House on the Prairie, or she watching some of them old cowboy and Indian show. You feel me?
Stories type
shit.
Yeah. Now my household's like that too. I don't know, man. It was just like somebody had put a picture up saying like grandma's back then and grandma's now and the difference of it. Yeah. And it's totally different.
Big difference. Yeah. Oh man, come on. That's night and day.
Yeah, because I you know, I was around my grandmother, rest in peace to her, and then you know, her and my mom had raised me. And I just be telling my peoples, I'm like, bro, it just was we was like that last generation that had that real authentic upbringing.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Like especially how you say like your great grandmother was teaching you how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
That shit it's just shit embedded that'll never leave though.
Right.
Like
facts,
it's only I would only want to have teachings from that era and not like that now. Nothing against how people raising their kids now.
Facts. Say that. Yeah.
But I just got that.
It's a difference.
Yeah. You know,
it's
the older mentality with children, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened where the foster homes actually came at 9? Like what was that?
Different family members, like my mom ended up moving out. I mean, but my great grandma was still alive. My mom ended up moving out. You know what I mean, moving to Parkside. I mean, got the emergency housing out there. I would go visit, but home, like my great grandma was like all due respect to my mom. You know what I mean? But great grandma in Westwood was like, man, I wanted to be here. All right, well, you can stay here. You know what I mean? You cool, whatever the case. So she went to go live in Parkside. My other auntie went to go live in like Rolling Circle. Everybody start leaving out a little bit. You know what I mean? But my great grandma, grandma, and uncles and all that, they were still there. But my great grandma had passed away. You know what I mean? And and my grandma, you know what I mean, which is her daughter, my mom's mom. Yeah. You know, like I said, she was living there, but she was, you know what I mean, she was under the influence of drugs during this time. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't not my mom's mom.
Oh, your grandmother.
My grandma.
Yeah.
My great grandma was the head. You feel me? But my grandma, which is my mom's mom, still living there. But after my great grandma passed, grandma now take over the house. But she wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like, and love her to death now, man. You know what I mean? Obviously forgive her for certain things I don't went through. Had to. But when she passed, my grandma was like, "Well, stay. I'm gonna take you to your mom's house, which is in Parkside." And she ended up dropping me off at Sean Acres, like on Main Street. And then I'm like, what the fuck I'm doing here? Like, the fuck I'm doing at Sean Acres? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know shit about foster homes, none of that. I don't even know nothing about the system. It's a
foreign-ass area.
I don't know shit about the system. And, she dropped me off there, bro. And from there, they took me straight to Springfield. I'm like, and I'm lost. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Like, I'm going to my mom's house. Yeah. And I was in the system since then.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably even thinking about that shit now, it gotta still be an awkward feeling.
It is.
Cause
it's very eerie. It's eerie.
Yeah.
Eerie
I mean, because I didn't. I mean, not in that magnitude, but I just know I didn't have like eerie vibes when I was a kid, and then you not knowing First off, I don't even like shit going on that I don't know about. I don't
know,
care what age
what's
it is.
going on, yeah.
Like, you got to let me know. So with all of that shit, and then, so you just have to adjust after that?
Man, I'm still adjusting. Ain't that weird?
Yeah,
I'm 36, you know what I mean? Like
that shit don't leave you.
It don't, you know what I mean? It didn't. And during that time, it really was, you know what I mean? I do music, you hear me speaking on, you know what I mean, situations to do with that, you know what I mean? But
I look at it like, I mean, a lot of tough situations, like, you don't get over it, you get used to it.
Yeah.
I use that when my grandmother passed.
Definitely get used to it.
Yeah.
You learn to deal with it.
Yeah. But you'll never kind of get over it. Like, it's only certain things
don't.
you get over to be like, man, fuck that. But some shit, it just, you know, it kind of make you in a sense. Though.
Yeah, it did. So that's the thing, because it once I realized, like, years into that, in the system, it was like, man, I started noticing. I believe in God, man. I started noticing, like, oh man, maybe God removed me from, you know what I mean? Because I was a knucklehead anyway, man. Yeah. I was extremely horrible, to tell the truth. But it started molding me to something else. Start using this energy. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm in all these different environments, you know what I mean? And it was helping. Come to find out, because now people wondering why, like, okay, when this dude cooking or doing whatever, anything that I'm doing, I know so many people.
Yeah.
Like, people be coming, I'll be in the city.
Yeah, man.
With my niggas.
You well rounded.
Yeah, and they be like, man, hold on, man, you know these white folks? Oh yeah, come on, man. Come on in, Jim.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's Billy, man. You don't even know I was living with these people. Like, you know what I mean? So it done made, I done been in Xenia, Yellow Springs, Lima, you know what I mean? All these different places, like, so it don't.
Playing your seed. I mean,
it did, yeah.
Playing your seed, and at the same time, it sounded like at a certain age, you started realizing, like you said, like, why God took you from that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I seen the positive in it.
Yeah, which is, man, it's difficult. I mean, because did you have, like, so going through these like people's houses and homes?
Yeah.
Was it like heavy mentorship, or was it still just like defensive? And
nah, you know what I mean? I ended up in one. The last one I ended up in. So I've been through like 30 different homes, man. Homes and group homes.
30 different people, personalities, all that shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, some of these places wasn't right. Some of these false homes ain't right. Like, I done went in some houses, I don't even know what the rest of the house looked like. Just go into the kitchen, you eat, and then go to your room. Like, there's certain places like that, living on farms. Like, you wake up 5 a.m, you gonna take a 3-minute shower because there's 16 other people, you know what I mean, living there, like kids. Like, we downstairs in the basement with bunk beds. Felt like a jail. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
so
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, but that all of them places was like, man, yeah, I'm act up. I'm spitting on the people. I'm doing all type of, get me out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because even though I'm 10 years old, I'm really way more advanced. Like I said, my mom had me at 13.
Grew up fast.
Yeah, I grew up extremely fast. So even when I'm 10 and 11, my mind state is already somewhere.
Yeah, you ain't thinking what an average 9-year-old.
Nowhere near, man. Yeah. Nowhere near. You know what I mean?
Because, like, I gotta ask this on just a personal level.
Yeah.
So was it ever a home that you went to that didn't feel like it was just money based?
That's when you asked that, the last one. Shout out to Mr. Benny and Miss Johnson. The last one I got to, right? He from New York, and she a white lady from Delaware. Like, he a computer engineer and all that, right? I get there, I'm like, I'm ready to act up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as soon as I get there, I'm noticing they had another kid there that was, you know what I mean, in the system. But then they had 2 kids of their own.
Yeah.
Then I'm noticing how they, I mean, that first 2-3 days, I'm just analyzing, just watching everything, watching how they treat the other foster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And man, it was so much love. Like, you know what I mean? They was treating him with respect, you know what I mean? It was love. And
like one of their own,
yeah.
Type shit.
So but when I got there, and that's the one in Huber Heights, that's how I ended up in Huber. And man, yeah, I stayed there. I stayed there from when I was 14 until I graduated, until I left high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
which is when you're done, right?
Yeah. Then you emancipated. Now you on your own.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nice, man. So let's shift gears a little bit. When did music become like a thing for you to get into?
Yeah, man, I always loved music. Like I said, I go in the room,
Wu-Tang,
the
Betty White, not Betty White, but I mean, you just hearing different generations of music.
Different generations of music, man. So it was just all, and the emotion that it brings, like the storytelling.
Yeah,
that's why I love the actual words. You know what I mean, like, and the soul of music. You know what I mean, because it obviously when you done been through certain things, I gravitated towards it. So, and then I was like, man, I got a story to tell. Like, then the beats, music would just always, I would feel away, and words would just come to me. So, you know what I mean, like damn near high school. You know what I mean? Just playing around freestyling and you know what I mean? But then I would just think like I'm actually putting stuff together. Like, and I love poetry. So it's like, yeah, it just started, you know what I mean? It's come to find that's always been in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just got activated.
When cause like you finding yourself through going through the process of the group homes.
Yeah.
When would you say you understood or knew like your passion for poetry though?
It was high school, man. That's when I understood it. Come to find, I always would listen to things. Like I said, like the blues is my favorite genre of music. So it's like I love that soul, but then the storytelling and then just the play on words. But high school is when like Def Poetry came out. I would just watch them like, man, hold on.
They was intense.
It was intense, and I found myself catching it and getting stuck to it. Like, oh, this hard.
Yep.
Oh, he said some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, man, I love this shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
What's your favorite era of music? Since you got so many influences from different.
The blues.
It's really blues?
The blues, like the 50s, man. The 50s and like around that time. Right before it started getting into the funk and the pimp shit. Right before then. That's my favorite genre. And favorite era. It's like, man, that good Lightning Hopkins and, you know what I mean, Howlin' Wolf, like them people. You know what I mean? Like, I love them.
Yeah, so you tapped in. See, mine's is like 70s and, you know, the Bobby Womack's and all of that.
Yeah,
like,
that's the funk and getting in.
Yeah, and man, they just, some of the realest music, man, they just tapped in. I mean, they put their emotions on the line.
They did.
Like with everything.
And go back and visit them blues. You tell me put the emotions on the line.
That's what I'm saying.
Go back to the 50s, man.
Yeah. Because I'm the type of person that love hard. So when it's any type of music that got like a love involvement in it, it's like, I felt that.
Man, that good dirty Alabama, Mississippi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in them old ass bootleg joints and just.
Man, do you know how authentic that should be to actually have been there?
Yeah, facts.
Like
that whole genre is gone. The only thing we do now is just sample it a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that feel, like the harmonicas and
it's definitely probably underground for sure at this point.
Say that. All right, yeah.
Because they ain't gone. Because then it's probably a mass majority of people like you that still
that
shit.
What? Yeah, that's a fact.
So do you got? I mean, respectfully, because I'm learning you as we do this interview. But you have children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many do you have?
I got 4.
Okay.
5.
At what age was
my first? So when I met my lady, she already had a son. So that's why I make you know what I mean. I was 22 when I met her, and you know what I mean. So it's my first son, Malachi. You know what I mean. But then I had my daughter with her at 23 when I was 23. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So the obviously, man, from what I see, you know, I mean, you're very family orientated. Like you're very like you're big on relationships and everything. So having your children in your life, how do you go about like just, you know, balancing that out with you know, just you still dealing with stuff on your own as a man, and then trying to just still be a great father? Like how you balance it out? Like what's
it's a day-to-day thing, man. When you see them, like it's bigger than me. That's one of my things that I love to try to keep in mind. You know what I mean? It's bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like, and seeing them, it's like they need you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They ain't the cause for none of the things, the people that hurt me, and even the hurt that I caused myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that alone just give me the motivation to, you know what I mean, just to do right by them. You know what I mean? For them.
And you saying that too, like they ain't the cause of it. You know, it do take, you know, a strong mentality to just not. I ain't gonna say take it out on them, like or whatever, but like not say you ever did that or nothing, but you know, it just take a strong mentality, man. like I just know that your background. Like man, I just commend you on that shit, bro. Because that's easy to make a nigga break down.
Yeah.
Or to not even care about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
you be having moments, but that snap right back out of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're smart
absolutely.
enough to still just like not let it just get engulfed with it.
Yeah.
So respectfully, I was gonna ask you this. We don't got to talk about it if you want, but I was doing research, talking to people about you.
Yeah.
Your lady passed away.
Yeah, it was my daughter's mom. My daughter's mom. One of my daughter's moms just passed away a couple of days before my birthday, actually, in November. Yeah.
Just recent?
Just recent, yeah. This was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that just had to be.
Yeah, that's still
impactful.
It's surreal right now, man. Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it's like you said. Now you just is it a bigger just mode for you to just?
It's put something. It put good pressure, you know what I mean, like on me because, you know what I mean, obviously my daughter, you know what I mean, she's 8 years old. I mean, she's about to be 9 in March. So she's very smart, very brilliant. It's just her questions sometimes. You know what I mean? The questions that she asks, like, it hits me, but then I got to tighten up. Like the day when it happened, when I found out, man, that was so eerie, man, because when I she was at my house with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? She was about to have to go back home to her mom's. So I was on my way to work when somebody called me. You know what I mean? And then they told me, messed me up, man. I had to not go to work and came back to the house. And I'm like, baby, I need to, you know what I mean? Because I'm about to go take my daughter to go over here with the rest of my child's mother's family so they can so we can talk to her about it together.
Yeah.
Man, when she said, Dad, can I just call Mom and tell her I want to stay another day? Man, I went back outside. I melted, bro. That did it for me. But
yeah,
it's just her questions, man. But I mean, everything gonna be all right, man.
Yeah, but you saying good pressure. That's
it's good pressure. It just made me have to stand up even.
Yeah, it's just a deep way to be able to channel it like that. And like you said, I know you say it still feel fresh. It's just, but it's showing though, man. Like it's showing of like how you just progressing with it.
Yeah,
and
my brother.
And I ask these questions too. Like I said, I don't know who's watching, but I just want them to see and hear the growth of it that comes from it.
I don't mind the transparency either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man. You know what I mean?
And man, bro, I see that you had put up your alcoholism. How many days sober?
Man, 2. This is my second day. Hey,
though.
2 days.
But period though.
Oh man, listen, I got a problem though. I got a big problem with drinking.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I do too, bro.
I never did, and I went to this AA meeting. Volunteer, like this ain't quarter pointed. It's like, man, I see how it's affecting the people around me.
Yeah.
And like speaking about my daughter, the irresponsibilities that I forgot. Like, you know what I mean? I'm drink soon as I get off work, I go drink and I don't just have one shot. You know what I mean? I'm drinking, you know what I mean?
Man, bro, with me, I can't, cause me seeing you with that book and everything, and like it just was like you gotta be transparent. Like, I think I'm about to start doing that more with my platform. I am with my friends, but I did
that on purpose too. As far as putting it out there, some people like, man, you don't do that. Yeah, you should.
Hey, you help me.
You don't know,
me.
Man. My brother, so you don't. You know what I mean? Messages I got with people like, man, like I'm an influencer. I know that. You know what I mean? When you done been through things, that's why I'm transparent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a testimony. Right now, even us speaking, it's testimony.
Yep.
So once and you don't know who looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people look at you as the inspiration that they need. So, but by me saying that, I secretly I'm making people hold me accountable. Yeah. Because you looking at me like, man, okay, are you doing that? Man, we'll stand on it then. And if I just keep it to myself, who knows? Yeah. I could have came in here, and if I hadn't put that, we could have had a bottle here right now. Like, bro, what's up? You want to drink?
Nah, it literally, I mean, because usually, right now, they don't know, but it's 10, 30, 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
I
would have had something to drink.
Easy.
Yeah.
I got a custom.
Wouldn't have had no problem with it.
I got accustomed to drinking at any time of the day because I would blame it on my life of like entertainment.
Me too.
And
yeah,
that was
too.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like you said, it really started affecting like a lot of my relationships.
Yeah.
And it really started hindering me because I was just trying to balance it of like, oh man, I gotta say CEO PESO.
Yeah.
But then on the back end, it just was like, fuck, like you said, I can't go in and just one casual drink. By the end of the night,
I'm told. I'm done.
I'm
I'm making the bad decision.
The tolerance is so crazy, nobody would really know.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Man, it's true. I'm drinking I could drink a whole fifth to myself, bro.
It's still drive.
Yeah, drive
cool.
perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't about to be fighting and you know what I mean all the extra stuff. You know what I mean?
But it's just the indulgence is like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But what you think is the biggest thing that caused that for you to
want to stop?
No, to
drink.
Yeah.
Coping method. You know what I mean? It's a coping, man. Just a coping thing, man. The drinking is just like the same way how other people take pills, smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. You know what I mean? Like, but that drinking for me was like when I started doing it, I could feel it. You know what I mean? Certain pains and thoughts just escape. It'll give me a sense of fuck it.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Very quickly,
and
too.
I love to not be thinking about, you know what I mean, certain thoughts. Because, you know what I mean, I travel, my mind travel. Yeah. When I would drink it, it's just, man, fuck it, man. All right, I'm ready to go get some hoes. And, you know what I mean? I would do the most.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Wherever it take you.
Yeah.
Yeah. With me, it was just like, man, it got crazy at one point. Like, it took, man, my body just started just neglecting it at some point. And then I realized, like, fuck, bro, like, I've been going hard like 10 years straight because I've been doing. I always like confined it into working and shit, and then, but then when my grandma passed too, that really fucking did it.
Yeah.
But then I realized, like, man, it's even harder to not go to that shit. Like, it's really just like
I'm 2 days in, man.
It's
been like 15 years for me that I'm talking about just drinking. Like,
yeah, bro. That's
straight.
Like I said, it's been 10, like a good 10 for me because it's everywhere. That became the norm though, and it just was like, yeah, bro, might as well indulge. You know, it's cool to do it, but man, that bro, like, I'm on that journey with you though. Like
my brother,
I had to stop, maybe like a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
and I've been off and on a little bit, but now it's just getting to the point of like, man, the focus level got to be there. Like, you know, like just to stop, man.
Yeah.
And it's a huge difference of just sobriety, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something, like, I seen that post, and that's what triggered it. Because, you know, like I said, I've been having to reschedule days, and I'm like, bro, this is a great thing to talk about. You put it up.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, and it, you know, it's going up, man. It's going up. All right, so I got my notes. Lord of the Wings.
Mm-hmm.
How did this even come about? Because you are flooding the city, and it was at like levels of flooding the city. Like I hear certain people talking about it. Shouts out to Peter Prophet. He was in there the first nigga to tell. He was the first nigga, but I'm either always out of town or whatever the case is. I'm like, man, I ain't never tried cuz joints, but he was just like, bro, these motherfuckers is fire. Yeah. So what was the what got you in it? Just be like, bro, I'm about to like just sauce these wings up and
get to it. Yeah. So what happened was I was working at I Supply at the time too. Like, you know what I mean, I was in a warehouse. I was all right. You know what I mean? But I had to do a fundraiser for a situation for my son's football. So I'm like, man, you know what? I love to cook. Obviously, I said my great grandma taught me how to cook. This is her. I'm doing exactly how the hell she taught me. And I love chicken. And obviously, I put my own twist to it. And I love it. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm about to cook some chicken for the people. Man, once I know so many people from so many different places. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's where all that other shit come back from. So I'm living in Fairborn at the time. And man, before you know it, like that first day, I'll sell out like within like an hour or two. I'm like, damn, okay. And then they calling me the next morning, like, bro, you cooking again tomorrow? I'm like, I gotta work, but when I get off, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started probably like about 6, 7 o'clock. Man, I'd be out there on the fucking front porch until like 3, 4 in the morning, still cook because people keep calling.
Yeah.
So it just kept doing it, man. Before you know it, man, it kept snowballing. And I ended up going into, you know what I mean, into the bar. You know what I mean, up at Vibes. But my dude Gunner, man, he the one who came up with the name Lord of the Wings, right?
That's fire, bro.
Gunner, I gotta give my dog, shout out Gunner, man. He be home soon, man. Gunner, you know what I mean, he in that, you know what I mean, locked up right now, but he about to be home. But Gunner came into the kitchen one day and eating some of my other wings. He said, man, He said, nigga, you are the Lord, man. The Lord bless your hand, nigga. You are the Lord of the wings. Fuck Lord of the rings. I'm like, like me and my dog Dolo, we all in there eating the chicken. And I'm like, man, that's what it's called. It's called Lord of the Wings, bro. He named it. You know what I mean? I got to get Gunna his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it definitely, it started from that. Just trying to do a fundraiser, man. And everybody start, you know what I mean? They start rocking with it. You know what I mean?
So you quit your gig and just started doing
I
full
quit.
time?
I quit everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I even stopped doing music for a while. It was just straight, you know what I mean? Because I seen it and I felt it. Like, that's one thing, like when I'm making somebody feel good, you know what I mean? Like, man, I want that. That was like a high for me. Like, man, I'm doing something good. I'm doing something positive. I'm feeding myself and the family, you know what I mean? Like,
and you, man, you giving motherfuckers an experience. Like I said, people will be, like, even because I was supposed to get something that one day, your comments was just crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it'd be hard to. And people, I don't be ignoring people. That's why
I know.
When I tell people, like, man, look, I'm gonna be cooking from this time to that, just pull up on me, like, cause right now I'm doing it on my own. You know what I mean? It's not a corporate. It's a small black business. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I was gonna ask you that too. If it was just all like just selfly done by you, cause you got the restaurant too, right?
Yeah, got the restaurant.
So that's where that's the headquarters where you be cooking everything.
Yep, as of right now, yes sir. Yep.
Oh, dope.
Yep.
Nah, that's dope. And I seen too. I wanted you to explain it because I wanted to hear it fresh. Not on Facebook.
Yeah.
But you had put up something the other day about somebody had disrespected you. Like you felt disrespected about something. I think it was with the prices.
Prices, yeah.
Yeah. So let's tap in on that real quick.
Man, this female, man, what? She called me and she called me all type of bitches and all that. She had made a post, right? And just talking about 10 wings for $17 and like it was a slight at me, right? Mind you, I didn't see it. I don't even know if we friends on, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, it didn't come on your.
But somebody like, man, look at this. I'm like damn, like don't nobody else in this city charge them prices.
Right.
So then I'm seeing all type of people like, yeah, that is a bit too much. I'm like, only thing I said to the young lady at the time was, like, man, I'm like, that's crazy. People's ignorance. Ignorance don't mean nothing but, I mean, your lack of knowledge or something. So, I mean, your ignorance, I'm not calling you ignorant. Just your ignorance.
The mentality of it, yeah.
Your ignorance to the situation. You don't know that prices is up on everything. You don't go to the gas station, you know what I mean, and make sure, you know what I mean, slights at them when, you know what I mean, when you see the numbers go up. Like,
you don't go to McDonald's and negotiate your Big Mac.
Yeah, facts.
Like, you don't do that. You pay that shit.
So within me even, you know what I mean, addressing it, and even when I don't go live, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, you know what? Because I ain't want to post, and that's why I said respectfully, just addressing not only her, because a bunch of people could feel a certain way, and honestly, to be transparent, in the market way, like me, I thought that was gonna be a good market, and people don't get to see me talking like this and doing interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? This would be a great chance for people to see my temperament, for them to get to understand me, because people might look at me and, you know what I mean, be standoffish, like, man, this nigga don't look like he could even be talked to. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me speak. You know what I mean? Because I speak with sense. I'm not here to be extra. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually coming with good intentions. Let me at least give this young lady, you know what I mean, some knowledge on
your perspective.
Why. You know what I mean? My perspective. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that was. Man.
Nah, and I mean, and that's the toughest thing about just, you know, entrepreneurship, like running our own shit, is you know, when we do gotta inflate prices or whatever. Like, and I love my city to death. I love it. It's a city that made me, raised me. But it's like, for some reason, when I be here doing shit, it's the difficulty of, like, y'all still want 2006 prices. Like, it's
impossible.
Like, my homegirl, she was making I just did some work for her. She made oxtails, and she was like, these is like $12, $13 a pound now. Like, so that's like a $30 dish if you want that shit, though.
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah.
So it's just like, it's crazy.
It's truth.
Yeah, and people don't really understand the background of how much you put in. They just thinking you at GFS copping wings.
And that's it, man. That shit ain't, man. Listen, man. It's so much stuff to even. They not understanding a $800 gas bill, a $800 electric bill, cable bill. Like, and I ain't even talking about at home. We talking about at the business.
Yeah,
I don't have no sponsors. Ain't no sponsorship. I mean, the person who gave us a loan initially, we had to pay that loan back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, now it's you on your own.
It's on you. Yeah,
you got to pay all of this.
We catapulted you, but that's it, though.
You know what I mean? It ain't like it's a line at the door and just a complete, but you know what I mean? But in my mind, that's what come with it too, though. It come with it. I mean, you want certain things. You mean you got to be careful what you pray for. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna come with that stuff. Like you want to wear this. You know what I mean? This crown, and don't forget that it comes with carrying the cross.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It comes with that. You want to be Jesus until it's time to be on that cross, and you know what I mean, go through the crucified. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's gonna happen. So that's why I don't mind addressing. Sometimes I might take the high road and don't respond to everything, but sometimes I feel it is necessary to show that's character. It shows character that you ain't got to ignore everything. Sometimes it's good to go ahead and respond to it.
And especially with you, like you coming from a good-hearted space of like, okay, I gotta address it
foul
for this
intentions at all.
reason. Ain't no clout, no, like you said, no foul shit or nothing like that. Yeah. So then cause you rocking the gear, Dave Chappelle.
Yes, sir.
That came about. So let's talk about how that came about and just let the people know with that.
So I got a couple people, Yellow Springs. You know what I mean? Like that's a real. I've been frequent to Yellow Springs. Know a lot of people or whatnot. But Simo, my dude Simo, and Jizzle, man, these guys work behind the scenes so much, man. They great. I don't know if you know about Karma Coin, and they people like, you know what I mean. But
is that the new
the crypto?
Yeah, my boy was just telling me about that.
Yeah, they So pretty much I'm in with I know the, you know what I mean, shout out to Brad. He the owner of Karma Coin, and these great dudes, man. Like, you know what I mean, they do great things out there. But they in with a couple of, you know what I mean, chefs and stuff out there in that Yellow Springs community, to say the least. And there's a lot of big things coming up out there in Yellow Springs.
I heard.
So the thing is, you know what I mean, they they getting me in that circle. Mm-hmm. But Dave, man, that was so when we came up there and did that, they asked to do it, man, for him to tip. I mean, the food was great, and see all these other stars and celebrities there, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. It made me feel a certain, like, emotional about it, because just me knowing where I come from, and, you know what I mean, just to get to a point to where I'm doing this, and me being normal, sitting right here next to a dang near billionaire like Dave Chappelle, like, and these other his friends and all that, going to after parties with him, like, it's live, man, and me being, I'm a service to them, like cooking for them.
Yeah,
man, that's
it's
special.
Crazy. It's crazy, like, and it really defines, like, you know, just getting it done here in Dayton. Like, it's you shedding light on, like, bro, like, just grinding hard.
It can happen.
Yeah, because a lot of people, you know, I was one of them. This was like 10 years ago, but just thinking like I had to get out of here to do it. But then for me to see you doing it here, and then the success that can be obtained here, it was dope to just see that shit though. And it was dope. Like I said, I always wanted the gear. I see you with the picture. I'm like, bro, this nigga really with Dave, like, and making an impact on it.
Yes, sir.
And you know, and just to salute to Dave Chappelle too, man. Just
big salute to Dave, man. Great dude.
Yeah,
great
him shine a light on, you know, people who essentially are small businesses right now, and then he put you in that light.
There's a lot more to come too, and he'd be big on that. And he was saying it like, man, I would rather, you know what I mean, bring the business back to certain communities, people who deserving.
Yeah, because he rock with shouts out to my G, Chef Dane and them. He rock with him heavy too.
Yeah, rock with them too.
So, they definitely building up
Rail
some shit
and them,
out there.
that's my brothers, man.
Shouts
that's
out to Rose. Rose, I ain't gonna put his first gig out, but you know that road, they cooking it together, bro, and it's dope.
I love it. I love it. Dude, I love it.
I had the opportunity to meet him one time. He be sliding down the Oregon district here and there.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
it's dope, man. So I seen too that finally you said you figured out how to get your own music on streaming platforms.
Yeah. Oh man, you know what?
That shit was low key funny to me, but then I'm like, I know it's a great ass feeling though,
bro.
Yeah,
I've been doing music literally since I was damn near 22, you know what I mean? And I'm not no idiot, but you know what I mean? I just want to rap, man. Just put the beat on and let me go do my part.
Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted to do. You know what I mean? Just let me do my part and be around good people who know all the other stuff, like the logistics and like, man, I didn't know how to do none of that stuff. I don't use Twitter. I don't know how to use Twitter, Snapchat. I don't know how to
just be indulging in all of that shit.
All the extras.
Throw the beat on. Man, give me the mixtape cover.
Yeah.
And make sure our shit mixed right.
So I don't figured out how to, how to get the distro kit and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So as soon as I found out, I got like. So I'm gonna break the bag open. I'm gonna tell you something. So this year, I'm doing this year of the wolf for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like right now, even January, just my focus. You know what I mean, clearing certain space with alcoholism. being a better partner to my fiance, who I want to soon to be my wife, which will, a better father for the kids, a better listener to my friends. Music wise, I want to give better content out. I want to give content out. So that's why I'm pushing the button. Like, I need to figure this stuff out. I can't be looking for nobody to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Year of the Wolf, I'm dropping something every month. I'm dropping a project every month. You know what I mean? This year, every month something coming out. So tomorrow, Soul Trap drop. You know what I mean? Soul Trap is done. I'm actually done, and I'm already ready all the way up until August, to tell the truth. But I'm just wanting to, I might want to I'm going to take July's and do this
Switch it up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to continue to keep doing the music. But as far as content and as much music as I have already, unheard, like I'm ready. I'm ready to
put it out.
Yeah, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So now I know how to do it myself, so I ain't got to wait on nobody to.
And when I seen that, bro, it just looked. It was the simplest post, but it just looked like you was relieved. Like,
man, I'm relieved.
It's over.
My God. It's over, bro. I can go right here. I know how to do it now. But all I got to do is hit. Okay.
And it's crazy because once I got into it, for just helping my peoples out, and it's simple as shit.
Simple, bro.
Simple. You on all the platforms.
Niggas wouldn't tell me though.
And that's the crazy
I would ask
part.
them, they'd be like, all right, bro, but shit, I'm gonna need about 100 to 200. But this shit didn't cost. I'm
nothing,
like,
bro.
Man, you niggas ain't right, man. Y'all ain't right, man. Y'all try to. It's all good. I still love you, but just
fucking fake ass gatekeepers, man. They trying to hold us back.
Man, what? It's the Year of the Wolf now, so I mean, I can't help it, man. It's Soul Trap is.
It's kicking off.
You know what I mean? That's just even to bring up Soul Trap. So that's gonna be my own genre for real.
I was gonna ask you,
Soul Trap is gonna.
The name, which I was already just piecing my name around it, is just gonna be like some in-depth, soulful ass music. But it's something that you down there just creating.
I want to create once we. I want you to hear like at least 2 songs off of it when we. You know what I mean? But
we got the speakers in here.
So Soul Trap. I mean, I want that to be my lane. It is my lane because I'm from. Like I said, I'm from that shit, man. Like. I come in, you know what I mean? I know where I'm from, what I'm from. That's the soul and the trap side of it, bro, right? But then, like, it's like the other side of it. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Phil Nix, who got Other Side of Paradise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's damn near just the other side of the trap, that the feeling, the soul, that's where the 50s and shit come from.
Yeah.
I don't want to let too much out because just know that I want to do way more of that good soul, deep, dirty, you know what I mean?
The gritty soul.
With that gritty soul, that other feeling of it. You know what I mean? It ain't glorifying everything. Like, it's the other side. It's the other side of paradise. You know what I mean? Like, we love to glorifying, which is cool. When I was drinking and all that, I used to love. I don't want to hear me when I go in the club.
Right.
I don't want to hear my music when I'm in the club. You know what I mean? What I want to hear me is when I'm riding the car, I'm cleaning up, or you know what I mean? It's different settings for things. So it ain't no slight to say, you know what I mean, anything about these guys who enjoying themselves and partying and making that music. But you know, it's another side to it.
Yeah, I mean, you got your own taste of it,
exactly.
How you want to go about it. Yeah. Absolutely. Man, I think we covered a lot, bro.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your just your talks, bro. The transparency of how you was cool with talking and everything. Like I said, I slowly see my platform building, and it's like I aim for like stories and people like you to just project it, bro. Because everybody go through a lot of the same shit, but just be afraid to admit it, or like even when you put out the alcoholism and you obtain silent fans like that. They don't want to like it. They don't want to like say nothing, but they might inbox you, or they might do something like with no paper trail, like, hey, bro, like I needed that shit. So you being bold enough to like put shit out there like that, bro, it sets a whole standard for you.
Yes, sir.
Motherfuckers be afraid to think too much of themselves, of like, popularity, lame shit or whatever. It's just like, it's dope, bro. I commend you on that, for real.
My brother.
So anything else that you got coming up? I mean, I know we talked about the Year of the Wolf.
That's it, man.
Business is steady growing.
Stay paying attention, man. Stay paying attention, because we're gonna have a lot more Lord of the Wings coming soon. You know what I mean? Different places, but it's just Year of the Wolf. I want people just to know that. You know what I mean? This music thing, I'm full fledged, man. I'm full fledged. This year's Year of the Wolf, and you know what I mean? Keep eating good chicken, man. You feel me?
All right, Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We out. We holla at y'all.
Man, big love.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.